Hi there. I have learned so many things since I began this little quilt business that I have. I have a little quilt business. All I do basically is make quilts, write the patterns, and then trot around to different quilt shows or places and sell my patterns. And it's very, very fun. I would encourage anyone who likes to quilt to do something like that. One thing that I have learned is if you are in a small group that makes, that has like a challenge or a theme every few months, it's a great way to keep those creative ideas coming into your brain. And if you look up in the, up in the top of my room and down through here and over there, there are a lot of small 12 by 12 quilts. They go all the way around the room. When this room gets filled up, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I like having them. They give me a challenge, and then once I have the challenge, sometimes I actually make a pattern from those little 12 by 12s. I just make them a little bigger so that I can sell the pattern. Last weekend we were at a quilt show, and I have a little pattern which came from this little 12 by 12. The theme for that challenge was called houses, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make some little outhouses that are sort of dancing around. They're bright and they're cheery, and I just thought that would be a fun quilt to make. It was fun. So then I decided, I wonder if I can make a quilt pattern, and if other people would be interested. So I did. I wrote the quilt pattern, and I made this quilt, which is a little, I think this is maybe 15 inches by 15 inches. And it's Outhouses Dancing. And notice the title. It's called Outhouse Symphony Movement Number 2. Now, when we go to quilt shows, every show we go to is somewhat different. Certain quilt patterns will be popular one time, and another time something else will be popular. Last weekend, this was a very popular pattern. And if you notice, if you look closely, under the quilt, under the outhouses, each one has a little tiny poo button. I'll bring it a little closer so that you can see there's little poo buttons under there. I found those poo buttons long ago, I think at Joann's or Michael's or one of those little shops. And they came in a package of like 16, 18, I don't know. So I had some left over after I put them on this quilt. And I thought, well, maybe somebody else would like to buy some to put, if they make a Outhouse Symphony little wall quilt. Last weekend, we had several bags of little poo buttons. Here are the little poo buttons. See, they're just like 4 little buttons in a bag. And I had several. I probably had 12 or 15 bags of these. And don't you know, in the first 3 to 4 hours, we sold out of the poo buttons. And then every time somebody would come up and they just thought this was so cute. This is just so cute. And do you have buttons by any chance? And I'd have to say no. We sold out of the buttons. So I think this is the first time I've been at a quilt show when we have sold out of buttons before anything else. And poo buttons. So that tells me, number one, I do think it's important for people to, I don't know, engage in projects that might make you a fun little quilt like this. You never know. You never know which quilt at a quilt show is going to be the big seller, because Next week, if we go to a quilt show, I guarantee you, it won't be Outhouse Symphony. It will be something else. But it does also tell me that quilters are very, very wonderful people. They have a great sense of humor. And if you're working at a quilt show, it's a good time because you notice people that are just happy. They're happy people. So, I do have a pattern available. It's on my website. You can get it at PrestoAvenueDesigns.com. Looks like this. You can make your own Outhouse Symphony if you like. Or if you get to any of the shows that I'm at, I will make sure and try to have some of this pattern available.